Now, apart from the use of the z-score to have the relative measure of the position, we can also use what we call the percentiles. So what is the percentiles? Now this is the criteria used to indicate the position of an individual in a group. It can be an individual or subjects in a group, and this is done upon dividing the data into the set of 90 equal into the set of 100 equal groups. That is a percentile. So that is done upon dividing the data set into now 100 equal groups. That is a percentile as one of the criteria to measure the position of an individual or the objects in a data set. So how do you find the percentile? And mind you, it is expressed in terms of the percentage. Now the percentile, it is given as now for this case, it is given as the number of values, and before that one, let me just have to highlight you what is it about before coming for that one. Let's say we have the data value given as, let's say 2, 4, 8, 10, 15, let's say up to 20. So now, what is the percentile of, let's say, 8 as the data value? How should you have the percentile of 8 if this is the case? So now, according to the principle behind the percentile of a data value, let's say given as x, for this case, we'll have it as 8, will be given as now the number of values that are below 8, and plus should be, now let me just have to present in this way and for which is understand. So the percentile of the value, the data value in the data set given as x is equal to the number of the values below the x, so should be the number of values. So very poor handwriting I'm processing there. So the number of values below x, and should be that, and plus should be 0.5 divided by I should have it in this way, not as long as that statement. So for this case, the formula has to be given as, now the percentile of the value of x is given as, let's say n, should be this case, should be n plus 0.5 divided by the total number of values, where n is the number of values below x. So number of values below x. So take note of that, and this is done upon having the data value in ascending order first. So what is the percentile of, let's say, the value 8? So now first thing, we should have to arrange the data in ascending order. I'll have it as, now should be given as 2, we have 4, 8, 10, 15, 20, and the lucky enough is that the data is already in ascending order. But anyway, that is the way to go. So mind you, here is 0.5, and that times 100 rather, times 100%. So should be times 100, which to have it as times 100 there. So take note of that. So what is the value of n? The number of values below 8, because we are looking for now the percentile of 8. So that is the given as n plus 0.5 divided by number of values times 100%. So that is the formula, by the way. So now what is the value of n, which is the number of values below 8? You have it as 1, 2, so have it as 2. In the dot numbers given us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, we'll have it as 6. So what is percentile of 8? So which means we'll have it as 2 plus 0.5 that divided by 6 times 100%. That will be given us. So what is that? It's actually, we'll have 2.5 should be 2.5 divided by 6, and that times 100%. That will be given us, now should be given as 41.7 percentile. Can be 41.7 percentile can be given as 41%. So take note of that. And also try to have the percentile of 15 as well as the 20. What will be the percentile of 15 as well as the 20? So try that one at your own time in that way. Now what if we have this data? Let's say we have 18, now we have it as 15, we have 12, we have 6, 8, so should be that we have 2, 3, 5, let's say 20, and 10. So now what is the percentile of, let's say, what is the percentile of, let's say, a score of 12? What is that one? So now first thing, we should have arranged the data in ascending order. So which means we'll have it as 2, 3, and we'll have 5, 6, and we'll have 8, 10, and that should be 12, 15, and 18 as well as the 20. So this is the data in ascending order. So mind you, what we are looking for is the percentile of 12. That is the percentile of scoring 12. So should be that, should be that as what we are looking for. Should be the percentile of having a score of 12. So what is that one? So now this is where our 12 is. How many values are below 12? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6 plus 0.5 divided by, how many are they? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So divide by 10 times 100%. Now that will be given as, now have it as 65th percentile. That is the same as 65%. So take note of that. And also try to have the percentile for 18, 15, let's say 10, or whichever the value of interest within that one. So you should have to know that one. So now, what if we are given the data set and the reverse has to be done? Let's say we have the data value like the one we had it before. Let's say we have it as, already in ascending order, it is given as 2, 3, let's say 5, 6, let's say 8, 10, 12, let's say 15, 18 as well as the 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, that was the data that we had. Of course. So now, the question says that what is the value corresponding to, let's say, 25th percentile or 25%? So what is the formula to use now to have the corresponding data value with respect to now be given the percentile? So now this is the formula. We actually calculate the position given as C. So have C is equal to, now should be given as N. Let me just have to use this case. N, which is the number of the values times the proportion, or can be times the percentile divided by 100. So that is the formula that we use to have the position of the value corresponding to the given percentile. Now in that case we are looking for the value corresponding to 25th percentile. What is that value? So now in this case we'll have it as the number of values which is given as the 10 times, now should be 25 and divide by 100, which is given as that. So what is 25 times 10 divided by 100? We'll have it as now 2.5. So approximately we'll have it as now 3. So which means the value corresponding to 25% means it is given as 5. So the answer is given as, now should be given as 5. And how about the value corresponding to, let's say 70, actually 7th percentile, which is actually 75%. So should be 75. So should be 70%. What is the value corresponding to that one? And also principle actually remains the same. And how about the 50%, 45, 30, 20, and whatsoever there? So try to have that at your own time. But there's something you have to understand about the percentile, and basically whenever we are calculating the value corresponding to the given percentile. Now let's see the value corresponding to 60%. Let's try to have that one out. Now the data is already in ascending order, which is fine. So which means we'll have it as C is equal to, actually the number of values, actually let me use it as a capital letter N times the percentile divided by 100. Now which is equal to, the data value is given as, the number of data values given as should be 10. We'll have 10 times 60% divided by 100. And of which this is the same as 6. So now you can see that we have 6 as the position. So now since we have calculated 6 as the whole number as it stands here, it means we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then we'll have the value between 10 as well as the 12. If that's the case, we'll have the value between 10 as well as the 12. That will be the value of the that will be the value corresponding to 60%. And this is only done if the C is calculated as the whole number from the calculation. And where if the C has been calculated as to be approximately to the nearest whole number, we just have to count that to have the position there. So that's how we do it in that way. So bear that in mind in that case.